Hey, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Community Connections, community talk for community people, and it is the fastest and most friendly weekly 1 hour talk show in the Great Lakes Bay, Saginaw region. Okay, this is the Saginaw region, not Great Lakes Bay. I always have to say that. People ask me, why do you say that? Because we're in Saginaw.
That's right.
All right. Don't want to forget Saginaw. Otherwise, one day you'll wake up and we won't have a name. Anyway, okay, I'm so glad that you tuned in this afternoon, June 25th, 2023. Okay, for another sharing of community talk and information. Today's Community Connection show is brought to you by the Saginaw branch of the NAACP and its Youth Council. We urge you to get connected, be informed, and stay involved. I am Joyce Harvin, and at the desk here, I have Matt.
Hello.
Matt, thank you very much.
Yeah, anytime.
Okay, very good. My guest this afternoon, I have a special guest here. Coming up on August, the second Friday in August, the Saginaw African Cultural Festival, and I have with me as a very special guest, Mr. John Turner. He is on the committee, the hardworking committee. Welcome to Community Connections.
Thank you for having me. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you. Everybody is looking forward to the Saginaw African Cultural Festival. Every year, has just grown and grown and grown. What year is this for the festival?
This is our 55th year, if you can believe it.
55th, double nickels, huh?
Double nickels.
That's what they call it, double nickels, okay? So now, do you start right after, the end of August, started planning? Do you have debriefing so you can start planning for the next festival? Because it has just increased and expanded a great deal.
It's gotten bigger every year since I've joined it. Initially, it wasn't a year-round venture like it is now.
Mm-hmm.
We work year-round. And when I say we have a committee of about 25 people, and we have a steering committee, executive committee, comprised of President Ralph Martin, Vice President Alexis Thomas,
Okay.
Karen Lawrence Webster is our treasurer, and Janice Moore is our secretary, and I'm in charge of the children's activity. That's why I'm here today, to talk primarily about the children's activity.
Yes.
And I can fill you in on some of the other areas, but my responsibility is the children's activity.
The children's area. You did a very good job with the children's area. You guys do everything out there.
No, I would be remiss if I didn't say that, this is our 55th year of having this festival, and we are the oldest African festival in the United States.
Yes.
If you can believe that. Saginaw has the oldest African festival in the entire country.
There are
5 years.
There are a lot of many things that people don't know that are first here in Saginaw.
Well, if we talk about first, we should talk about two of our most famous citizens. Talk about Stevie Wonder.
Yes.
And Serena Williams.
Sure, that's
you don't get any bigger than that.
No. Wouldn't it be great? We need to have a reunion with them.
Yes.
Bring them right back here to Saginaw.
Right at festival time so they can make a donation.
Absolutely. We'll have to talk about that. Absolutely. Because we need to do something like that. But what I think, John, we're going to get back to the festival, but since you brought up Stevie Wonder and Serena Williams, we need to honor them.
I believe
okay.
That. Yes.
Honor them.
Yes.
Instead of just having them to come back, so
Absolutely.
They can make a donation. We need to honor them.
Absolutely.
Okay. Because we are proud of them. They don't know how proud we are here in Saginaw. And I know that people say, well, they don't come back. They don't do this. You know what? Show them some respect and honor for being here in Saginaw. And I think that they will do better. They will want to come back. So that's something that I have jotted down on my list of things to do and how to work it out, how to make it happen.
Yes.
Because we need to honor them. And they started out well doing that big rock that's named over on Potter Street. Not Potter, I'm sorry, Farwell. And 4th, I think, or 5th. 5th, yes.
Mm-hmm.
They have that, it's honorary stone, whatever it is, over there for Stevie Wonder. And so that is good, but
starting point.
Yes, starting point. Correct. Right, absolutely. But let's go back to the Saginaw African Cultural Festival, which is celebrating their 55th year on the festival. What are the dates for this year's?
It's always the second weekend in August.
Mhm.
So this year, it's the 11th, 12th, and 13th
11th,
of August
and
and
everything is still held on the Morley grounds.
on the
there.
Morley grounds.
Great.
And typically, the festival starts at 11 and it ends at 8 p.m. My activities for the children typically start at around 12,
Mm-hmm.
and we go to about 7. But we have a fun-packed weekend for all 3 days for the kids, as well as for the adults. And I guess the other good thing about our festival, number one, it doesn't cost you to come.
Right.
There's no admission fee to come to
Right.
the festival.
Right.
Matter of fact, you can come to the festival and not spend any money if you choose to.
If you choose to, that's
but we would
correct.
hope that you would spend some money to support the vendors that support us, because we're not trying to make money per se. We are trying to get back to the community. That's our purpose.
Right.
So
That's right.
we need sponsors to do that. All of the revenue that we receive comes from sponsors
Mhm.
and from the food vendors. So
Mhm.
that's the only way we make money. None of us that are working year round on the festival make any money. It's a volunteer effort, and it's just a labor of love for us to do this.
So after 55 years, okay, has it gotten better or easier to get grants and get sponsors for the festival?
Absolutely, people see the value and the success of what we're doing. So it gets Ralph Martin, who's our primary fundraiser, might disagree, but he's done a wonderful job. And
Yes, he
because
has.
he's well known in the community, and people know Ralph, know what he stands for. So
Right.
knowing that he's our president and seeing what he has done during his tenure makes it a lot easier for people to pony up money and support what we do.
That's good. That's good. So he's the major.
He's the man.
Yeah, that's good. I didn't know that he was doing all the work. That's good. Not all of the work, but
Yeah.
doing the work.
He's
Yeah.
the lead person. We all
Lead
help,
person.
but
Very good.
He has that responsibility as well as being our president. So we get a lot of work out of Ralph. He deserves a salary, but we don't have one to give him.
Yeah, I know that all of you work very hard to put on that festival.
Yes.
It's a nice, very nice event. It is controlled. There are not any problems out there.
I'm not to cut you off, but I'm happy to co-sign what you just said. We've never had an incident. at the
That's right.
festival.
That's right.
And knowing Saginaw how it is, I think that's a blessing for us that we've never had an incident. And people feel safe in that environment. when they come out
Yes,
there.
absolutely. Absolutely.
Even though we go into the evening, people are never fearful or
Mhm.
worried about anything happening to them. Praise the Lord for that.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I fear the weather
That's the only
More-
snafu.
more than I do the crowd,
Yes.
right? Because it seems like I don't know if it's Friday or Saturday or Sunday, one of those
One
days,
of those days.
it rains like crazy,
Yeah.
but we pick up, keep going
we keep
the
going.
next day.
Hasn't stopped us.
Yes,
Hasn't stopped us. We
yes,
keep going
yes,
year
yes.
after year, day after day.
Now, talking about activities for kids, tell us about some of the things that you have had in the past and what you are planning this year.
Well, this year we are doing some new things. One of the things I'm excited about, we've got one of our own residents. Her name is Trishina Connor. She graduated from, I believe, Saginaw High School and went on to Howard University. And she's coming back to bring what she calls MJ's Hangout to us. And it's an interactive reading program for kids. And we're excited about that. The other big thing that we're doing this year is we're going to have a chess tournament in honor of Mr. Charles McNair.
McNair, yes.
Everybody knows Mr.
Yes.
McNair, and everyone probably may or may not know his fondness for chess. He was
Mhm.
known for going to schools teaching kids chess. So we've taken that and expanded it. This year we worked with the Arthur Eddy School and worked with about 25 kids teaching them chess.
Really?
And they were very enthused about that. And some of those kids will be playing in the tournament that we're going to have this year. And we're very excited about that. There'll be prizes and, well, you need to come out to see that.
It's
And,
not all guys, right?
No,
You have some girls.
It's both. And matter of fact, the girls oftentimes are better than the guys. that play
Okay,
chess.
okay,
At
that's
least that was the
good.
experience at Arthur Eddy. There were 2 guys and 2 girls that stood out. So,
Okay,
the women hold their own against the men playing chess.
very good, very good. good. That's good. Now, last year you guys had an African village out there. I thought that was pretty cool. Too.
Naisha Clark
Naisha Clark
was responsible for that, and everyone seemed to gravitate towards that and appreciate that. It reminded us of our basic African roots and heritage. So that was a standout part of the of last year's festivities. Don't know how she's going to top that, but she's working on it, and don't be surprised when she does her thing this year. It'll be bigger and better.
Okay, so is she part of the committee?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Very good. Very good. So, and there's no charge whatsoever to go through the village or any of the activities, any of the tents?
The only time you have to spend money is if you want to buy some food or if you want to buy some clothing from one of our vendors. But all the offerings everything that's under my tent, it doesn't cost you a dime to bring your kids. And I hope you will, because we've got like 15 events scheduled over 3 days for kids.
Oh, really?
We've got the STEM bus from Delta College. We've got the planetarium group from Delta College.
All right.
We've got Isabella Bank coming in to do financial literacy for both parents and kids, and that's something needed in our community.
Absolutely, absolutely.
We make a lot of money, but it just seems to disappear. We don't keep money, and we don't invest it in our community. So, say nothing in our own family. So, Sheila Braddock is going to represent Isabella Bank and teach, and she's done this for a couple of years now. But the focus this year is on both the parents and the kids' financial literacy.
So they will be together in the financial literacy program.
Absolutely. Yes.
Very good, very good. Okay, you're listening to Community Connections, and if you have just tuned in, you are listening to the very smooth, deep voice of John Turner. John, turn around. We're on Facebook. Turn around, wave at our watching audience. This is John Turner. Glad to have him here on Community Connections, community talk for community people. How long have you been with the Saginaw African Cultural Festival?
Now, that's a hard question for me, because I believe this is my 6th year.
6th year. Okay.
We do a lot of work, so it seems like I've been doing it forever. But it really hasn't been that long. And like I say, it's a labor of love. 6 years.
6 years. Okay. Did you start out in the children's tents?
They brought me in Dawn Hinton, Dr. Dawn Hinton.
Dr. Dawn.
Brought me in slowly, working with her when she had responsibility for the children's activity tent. She later became president and left me with the children's activity. I sort of ran with the ball ever since then.
Okay. Is Dr. Dawn still participating with the committee?
Absolutely. Matter of fact, she's on my committee now. So matter of fact, she'll be there on Sunday. Working with the kids. One of the things that they like to do is the sand bottles.
Yes.
They put colored sand in the bottles, a little craft project.
Yes.
And
Mr. McNair started that.
Was he the first one?
Yes, yes.
Okay, see, now you're teaching me something.
I used to have to fill them.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Oh, but that's good. That's absolutely good.
Yeah, Dawn is an integral part. And I have to say, she be given a lot of the credit for us moving to the level that we're at right now, bringing organization to the group and a lot of energy and a lot of knowledge. So we owe a debt of gratitude to Dr. Hinton. I'm glad to have her on my team still.
She's a smart lady.
Oh, and she's smart, very smart.
Yeah, very intelligent.
Not just because she has the PhD, but she's a smart
lady. Yes, she is. And can cook.
And she can cook too. Yes, she can. Doesn't mind cooking.
No. Listen, now, you mentioned some people who were on your committee. Tell us about some of the other people who are working there. Give a shout out to those who are also helping with the festival.
I'd be remiss if I didn't start with my own committee.
Okay.
And that's comprised of Bri Green, Monique Owens, Michelle Barkley, Miss Kermit Diggs. Everybody knows Miss Diggs.
Yes. This is my girl.
And Dawn Hinton. I don't think I left anybody out. Oh, yes, I did. Chris Fox is also on the committee. Okay. So, that's my committee, but on the entire committee, we also have people like John Moulton, Ernest Bradley, who handles security for us.
Yes, they do a wonderful job.
Yeah, they do a wonderful job with that in that area. I mentioned Naisha Clark earlier, Bonnie Scott, Yvonne Daniels offers counsel and is a part of the committee. Her son Lawrence comes with her when she comes to her.
Oh, yeah. Tag along. I understand that real well whenever I see her.
Wonderful lady. Gosh, I'm drawing a blank as far as we have quite a few people. There's at least 25 though. Forgive me for not coming up with some of those other names. I'm sure I'll hear about it at our next meeting.
Who's over the tents? for the vendor tents and for the information tents.
Glad you. Good
Yes.
lead. Mary Ann Garrett
Okay.
and Rob Brown have a lot to do with
Yes,
with
Rob
over
Brown.
there.
Right.
Rob Brown. Everybody knows Rob Brown. He does a great job over at First Ward.
Yes, yes, he does.
Personal friend of mine and just a great guy.
Well, I thought that Rob was going to be with us today, but I know that he had a special event over at First Ward Community Center. So we're looking to hear from him because every year he has his team from DNR. They come and help keep the grounds cleaned up and move things around. They help every year. So he's that's good, very good. So he's a committee member as well.
A key part and has been there for years. He was there when I got there. So
Okay.
Rob Brown, Mary Ann Garrett came after me, but she's an integral part because without the ground set up and being properly set up and maintained,
yes,
it wouldn't be nearly as nice as it is.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Eric Smith from my beloved fraternity, Omega Psi Phi, is also involved this year. He's doing it for the second year in a row.
Eric Smith.
Yes.
Okay.
Is doing on Saturday, we're having a free throw shooting contest and a 3-point contest.
All right.
So we know how the people in our community love basketball.
Yes.
We're encouraging the kids to come out. There'll be prizes for the winners in those contests.
You know, when we were talking earlier, we mentioned Draymond Green.
Yes.
Draymond Green. Okay, we'd be glad for him to come out at festival time.
Wouldn't that be nice?
And play ball.
And gosh, the vendors would really love that because I'm sure that would increase the flow of traffic. So,
absolutely.
Why don't you give him a call? See if you give him come out.
Well, he's been in this studio before when he graduated from high school. So I'll try to get in contact with him. That would be great.
Remind him of where he came from and who you are.
And whose you are.
And who you are.
Absolutely. Tell us about some of the entertainment for the adults. I know that you are with the children's unit and you know about what is going on, but what type of entertainment will be available for young people and for older people?
We try to shift our emphasis from getting nationally renowned acts, and instead we're trying to highlight local talent.
Okay, good.
So we're blessed this year to have someone that we weren't able to get last year, and that's Saginaw's own Jeanette Mack. She's going to be playing for us this year, and we're very excited about that. A few years ago, we had Angie Stone,
right?
And that's all very well,
yeah.
But it puts a load on the committee to have to pay people like that because they tend to expect top dollar, and we're not trying to make money per se. Right. The only revenue we get comes from the sponsors and vendors. So we have to be judicious with the amount of money that we do have. So we felt that if we highlighted local talent in the long run, we'd be better off. So she's from Saginaw and is happy to come back and display her talents this year.
Beautiful voice. Voice.
She's a wonderful entertainer as well. Throughout the festival, we've got lots of entertainment. Particularly on Sunday, we have a lot of gospel music.
Right. Will it be kicked off with a church service?
Yes,
again?
It will. Yes, it will.
And that's standard.
And this year it's Kingdom Life Ministries church service. Starts at 11:30 on Sunday.
Good.
On Sunday, we've got James Owens and family. We got Tasha Parker. She's going to do a solo. Hurley Coleman, Reverend Coleman.
Yes.
Last year, he's going to be back again.
Very
and
good.
If you ever heard him, you know how he can roll. So we've got a lot of things going on Sunday. Valerie English Miller will be there, and another soloist, Nakaja Reed, will be there.
And these are people all from the Saginaw area.
Yes, all Saginaw.
Very good. Very good. We need to get to know them.
Well, they're worth it because, again, with a little bit more exposure, they could be first class like some of the other entertainers that we try to bring in from time to time.
Very good.
Lots of talent here in this community.
John, what makes you want to volunteer? I know they need volunteers during festival time for a variety of areas to work in different areas. What makes you want to volunteer and be a part of this festival?
I'm glad you asked that question. I guess I should say this now. This is not an exclusive club, the committee for the festival. If anyone would like to join us, you're more than welcome. Matter of fact, we feel the more the merrier. everybody has something they can bring, some skill, something they can do that will add to what we're trying to accomplish. So I like to say that first. For myself, my reason for being involved with the festival is that it's something that's positive for the community. It's something that the community needs. I'm happy to play a very small role in just assisting the other people that are on the committee making this whole thing happen. I'm very big on giving back. Other than church, and I attend Mount Olive Institution Missionary Baptist Church. That's my church. Get that plug in.
And I had your pastor on
Yeah,
last Sunday.
Pastor Smith.
Yes.
Well, I'm probably falling way short of how he can talk because he can go.
Yes.
But church is first in my life and family after
Yes.
that.
Yes.
But the festival means a lot to me as well as my fraternity. But the festival is right up there because of the value. And there are so many people in our community that don't have a lot of money. And they just don't have the chance to get exposed to events like we're having here and the people that we're bringing in. So it's just about giving back. It's part of my core.
There are a lot of people, children and adults, who never leave out of the city.
Yeah.
Don't go to activities because they don't have the money or that the price is too high.
Yeah.
But we have a festival that's free.
That's free.
Yes.
Doesn't cost a dime.
Absolutely.
Just come on out. We'd be glad to see you. If you see me or any of the other committee members and would like to join us, feel free to let us know. We'd love to have you join us.
Very good. I like, well, it was a couple of years ago that I noticed this, but they put up a tent to welcome people and give them information. I thought that was one of the best things that the festival had done because, people that did not know about the festival, it gave them some history about the festival.
Yeah.
And it was just good to give them all, present them some information and welcome people.
Yeah.
We'd like to have more and more people and they're coming, every year the attendance increases, but we could use volunteers or the committee could use volunteers in all areas, including welcoming people.
Absolutely. And we're sensitive to the fact that many people come to the festival just for food, but we want them to get their food. We want to educate them and inform them as well. So we've got to set up this year so they won't have any choice. They will be exposed to the other areas before they get to the food.
Oh, okay. You're going to have it set up differently.
Yeah, we're going to have a little setup. The flow will be such that you can't help but learn something while you go to get your food.
Right. That sounds interesting. I'll have to go out there and check it out. Check it out. Again, you are listening to Community Connections, community talk for community people. My guest, John Turner, and he is giving us an update on the Saginaw African Cultural Festival. The dates for the festival, John, give me those again.
August 11th, 12th, and 13th.
It's always the second full weekend?
Yes.
Second weekend of August.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. On the grounds of the old Morley School. So we call it the Morley Park right now, right?
Correct, on Lapeer Street.
On Lapeer Street.
Right by the 675.
Very good, very good. Okay. Well, we need to take just a short break here, and we're going to come back and talk about some other things, including what else is going on at the festival this year. Okay. I want to know if your frat brothers are going to be involved with helping you in the festival.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
We're going to talk about them and how you got them to do this.
Okay.
Okay. And see who else we need to bring in.
And we certainly need to talk about our sponsors.
Our sponsors. Oh, absolutely. Because they are part of the drive behind it. You guys are the drive behind it, but they are part of it as well.
They play a critical part. Can't do it without them.
Absolutely. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back with Community Connections, community talk for community people with my guest, John Turner. You are back with Community Connections, Community Talk for Community People. I'm Joyce Harvin, and my guest John Turner is here, and we are talking about the Saginaw African Cultural Festival. And Matt, you said we have a comment saying that
Yes. It says Defender's Office looking to work with the program.
with this program.
I believe so. That's what the
Okay,
comment
all right.
says.
So, John, someone from the Defender's Office wants to. We'll have to follow this up.
Well,
You
we
follow
definitely
it
will
up.
follow that up.
You know,
on
maybe
that.
they want to be a sponsor. Maybe they want to come out and be a part of the program
Yes.
in terms of setting up a booth, giving up information, something. Well, we welcome you, the Defender's Office. And John, is there a number that they can call you or the committee?
I don't have my phone on, but I
Okay.
can just give my phone number. And they can
Okay,
give
that
me a
would be
call,
great.
617-899-0047.
Okay.
Call me and I'll direct them to, that would be Star Curry, who's in charge of our vendors and informational vendors.
Okay. All right. Give that number again.
My number is 617-899-0047.
Okay. Now, even if you don't recognize that area code at the beginning,
Massachusetts phone number, but I live here in Saginaw.
you live here in Saginaw. Very good. Just kept
Yeah.
that number. Okay. That's good. That's good. Now, the festival, this is the 55th year. Okay. Are you planning any opening ceremonies or open celebration at the beginning of the festival?
Well, that's going to be at 1:00
Mhm.
On Friday is the opening ceremony. That comes on after Robert Pearson does Festival Sounds at 11. So yeah, we're going to
Festival
have
Sounds
a
at
very
11.
big opening ceremony as
Okay.
well as a fairly significant closing ceremony that
Mhm.
was very popular last year. Candace Thomas,
Mhm.
I believe, is going to lead that effort, and she did a wonderful job last year. We're going
Okay.
to build upon that this year. So you don't want to miss the opening and the closing
And the
ceremony
closing.
this year. Yeah.
Very
It's
good.
a sight to see.
Very good. Very good. Now let's go back to your fraternity brothers and other fraternities that are on with the Panhellenic Council. How did you get your fraternity brothers to be involved with the festival?
Well, all of the members of the Divine Nine have, as a major part of their charter, serving the community and giving back.
Mhm.
So it's really not a tough sell. The hardest part is getting a piece of someone's time because everybody's busy these days. The Divine Nine will be making a presentation on Friday at 5:30. So anyone that follows the Greeks and wants to know more about the Greeks should come out and be a part of that at 5:30 on Friday.
Okay.
But it's basically an individual relationship with each person that gets them on board with this program.
Mhm.
As I said, everybody's busy. But when you talk to them and tell them that you just need a little bit of their time, not a whole lot, most people will make the accommodation because they respect what we're trying to accomplish. And people have their own things that they want to do, but when they see something like the Saginaw African Cultural Festival, they want to they want to be a part of that.
Mhm.
And I should say too, when we say Saginaw African Cultural Festival, most people probably remember us mostly as the Black Arts Festival.
Black Arts
It's the
Festival,
same
right?
thing. It's just been enhanced. We still have a lot of we still respect the elders. King Omawale, Art Smith is still affiliated with the program. And we have a group of elders, Lynn Presley, several other, Sherry Hannah Drain,
Mhm.
several elders are still affiliated with the festival, even though the name has changed.
Okay. So are they working with you, or is that not a separate group, but you have something special that they work on?
Well, we honor them because of this whole thing wouldn't have started without them. So we respect and pay homage to them. They are active in the committee, on the committee. At least Sherry Drain and then Presley are. King Omawale doesn't attend meetings on a regular basis, but he gives us his full support of what we do.
Okay, King Omawale Smith, right?
Yes.
Okay. I'd like to hear from you, Omawale. I've tried to contact him to get some pictures or so, but I'd love to hear from you. I would love to have you on the show, Omawale.
I don't think it'd be hard to get him on. Have you reached out to him directly?
Oh, I have. I have over the years, and he will not give me an interview.
Well, he was there last year during the opening part. I think it was the opening part of the ceremony, and told some stories. And
Did he really?
Yes, and people flocked to him and enjoyed
Oh,
what he
God.
had to say.
And I bet you he enjoyed that too.
I think he was very pleasantly surprised, and we hope to have him do the
Yes.
same thing again this year.
Wow. Well, if he comes to one of the meetings between now,
I'll put a plug in for you.
yes, please do that. I've been trying to interview him because he's been around here. I worked for him at Poverty People's Alliance.
Oh, okay.
Yes, a long time ago.
Okay.
So he has a great history. I know he has great stories and good photography. He's got some pictures.
Oh, yeah.
And that gave me the idea of putting my pictures out at the festival.
Mm-hmm.
So I really want to complete that and have them, just rolling all the time because I have pictures from so many.
Yes.
And I want him to display some of his pictures.
I can imagine. Yeah, he's got a lot of history.
Yes.
Somewhere in his house. I hope he's got it archived and keep this.
Yes, that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to put it all together, and so I'll know how to put my hands on it or where it is.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. But let's go back to the Panalytic household and the Greeks. Are they all involved in the festival any kind of way?
Well,
and so that every one of the Divine Nine or those that are participating in the festival some kind of way.
I have to say that someone from each of the Divine Nine is represented on the council. I'm trying to think who isn't. I know Chris Fox is an Alpha, Karen is a Delta, Janice Moore is an AKA. Someone from each one of the sororities and fraternities is involved either directly or indirectly.
Okay.
They have no choice because we've reached out to all of them and told them about the importance of what we do. And most people respond to that very favorably and make themselves available to support what we do.
Now, in terms of marketing for the festival, making sure that visitors far and wide who are coming and who live here, there's a booklet that comes out every year during the summer, and it gives the name of all of the activities that are going on in the city. Are we in there?
Yes, you are.
Okay.
Yes.
Very good. Because I want to make sure that we're included.
And thanks for reminding me. We haven't really talked about our sponsors.
The sponsors.
We're still trying to get as many sponsors as we can, but some people have already lined up. Family First is a major sponsor.
Very good.
As well as Saginaw Valley and Delta College, the Buena Vista Township Lions Club I'm a part of, donated last year and is donating again this year. There are a number of people.
Is it in kind or is there funds?
No, we're talking about cash money.
Cash money. That's good.
we need the cash money.
Yes.
To make the whole thing happen.
Absolutely.
The in kind is in addition to, and we certainly would love to have people volunteer from those organizations. Well, as a matter of fact, the Lions are donating their cornhole boards to us this year.
Oh, okay.
And they will be volunteering as well. So everybody wants to be a part of it. Once people tend to gravitate towards a good thing, and this is definitely a good thing that we've been doing for 55 years now.
So if they want to make a donation, want to be a sponsor at this point, I know that you have literature and cards, palm cards, everything being passed out at this time. If someone wants to become a sponsor, can they go to a website and get information?
Definitely all of our information.
Or call you.
The website is probably the best way to get information, but feel free to call me. That's not my responsibility, but I'd be happy to steer them in the right direction so they can become a part of the festival this year.
About how much money does it take to put on a festival for everything that you need to put on a festival and to take care of all the marketing, the printing, the advertising, everything, security? What does it take to put on a festival like this, John?
I won't be precise, but I'm going to say it's in the $30,000 range.
Okay.
$30,000.
Yeah, that's good. You do a lot with $30,000.
Well, yeah, that's a nice budget, but again, you got to raise the money.
Yeah,
and that's why we're scrambling to do that right now. We're in a good position, and we know we're going to pull it off this year, as we always do. But we never turn any money down, and you never have too much money. As a matter of fact, the more money we have, we don't, as I said, we don't have salaries. So that money that we
Right.
get is reinvested back into what we do over the week.
The committee is not paid.
Not a penny.
This is not a paid committee. Okay. They probably put more money,
Yeah.
and use some money
Yeah.
from their pockets.
Well, yeah, we do. We each pay $50 annually to be
Okay.
a part of the committee.
Okay.
And if anyone wants to do that, they'd be welcome to join us.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely great. Absolutely, it is. I didn't know that. I
It's
didn't
only
know that.
$50.
$50, and that's a yearly.
Annually. Yeah.
And,
Yeah. That's sort of acts as seed money for us to get things rolling. But we count on our sponsors for the bulk of the money that we receive.
okay, very good.
Not from the people.
Is it? Do any of the sponsors come out to the festival to see what's going on, or do you just give them a paper report?
Well, that's up to them.
Mhm.
Most want to see how their money is being spent.
Absolutely.
And most, without exception, come out to the festival
Mhm.
and walk around for a little while. They may
Mhm.
not stay long, but they want to see how their money is being used, and they have a right to see that.
Sure.
So we encourage them to come out. We're proud of what we represent and what we
Mhm.
present to the public.
Mhm.
So they're more than welcome, and it's rare that they wouldn't come out and see how their money is invested. Very rare.
Sometimes they don't have time. They don't know how it's going on. Is there a report that's given to them other than what documentation you have to put on paper to say, 20,000, 50,000 people attended?
Well, when you become a sponsor, you get certain perks as
Yeah.
far as advertising
Mhm.
on our website, your
Mhm.
banners and things like that. So
Okay.
you get value that way. And again, that's almost a side benefit for them, though. They really feel the need to give back, and that's
Give
what
back
they're
to the
responding to.
community. That's
Yeah,
good.
their area of expertise is in making money in whatever field they're in, but they certainly recognize organizations like ours that are the foundation in the community.
Please tell us some of your sponsors. Let's give them a shout out.
Well, let me look at some of the ones we got here. There's a long laundry list.
That's okay.
I mentioned Saginaw Valley, Delta College,
Mhm.
Hemlock Semiconductor, Stars, the Lions Club, University Lions Club. We have individuals, Michelle Barkley, whose dad was Jesse Daly, who was a
Yes,
part of
yes.
the festival for years. She's a supporter. We have individual supporters and we have corporate supporters.
Mhm.
Saginaw Community Foundation, Tri-City Urology, Covenant. And this year, and I'm remiss in not mentioning it, the Michigan State University's extension program is going to be a part of the festival this year. The week before, as a matter of fact. We start on Friday. That Thursday, MSU is going to have a tent out, and they want to advertise what they're doing and make it known to the community that there are resources available to them that they may not be aware of.
Right.
So
right,
this is
right.
the first year for that, and Karen Lawrence Webster was instrumental in making that happen.
Mhm.
And I wish she was here to talk about that a little bit more because I'm not completely in the loop on that one.
But
But
we'll have Karen in here.
that'd be a good idea.
So
Karen and Ralph.
yes, Karen. We can get the whole committee in here. They can talk for the whole hour. Give us all the details broken
Easily,
down.
easily.
Yes.
Both of them have the gift of gab, so
Yes, they
they
do.
can easily fill up your hour, however much time you have.
We have an hour, one little hour, 60 minutes.
Oh, okay.
That's it.
Okay.
I should change the name to 60 minutes.
I think that's been taken.
Yeah, you're right. Right. This is Community Connections,
That's right.
community talk for community.
You got your own brand, Joyce. You don't have to use anybody else's.
All right. Thank you, John. Thank you. I love this little show because it gives the community a voice.
Yes.
You hear me, but it gives the community a voice
Yes.
where they can give information, let us know about what's going on, get it straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak,
Mhm.
and not getting it from a second hand.
Or Facebook.
Yes.
No disrespect to Facebook, but
No disrespect, Facebook. Okay. Now, the people who are on the subcommittees, do they as volunteers have to put in $50?
no,
Okay.
No. Matter of fact, we are broadening our reach to we're calling them ad hoc committees.
Ad hoc
And
committees.
they
Okay.
don't necessarily have to pay unless they want to. But no, it's not an obligation on their part. We're glad to have their time and talent to help us do what we're trying to accomplish. So we don't put that mandate on them. And there are many people that are actually involved as an ad hoc type person or an ad hoc committee.
If you, and this probably is a question for Ralph and Karen and Alexis, if you could have more volunteers to volunteer, okay, what would they be doing? People do not want to come out and stand around and not have a responsibility. How would you use volunteers?
Well, I tell you what, I'm using over in my area. Like I said, I've got 15 activities lined up over 3 days.
Okay.
Kids being how they are, who they are, they need to be supervised and directed many times. With all the things that we have to offer for those 3 days, the hardest part for me is not in scheduling and getting things set up. It's getting the flow of kids over to see what we're doing. That seems simple enough, but that's why it's important to advertise what we do. And then we have to almost literally sometimes go and direct kids over to our tent so they can see all the things that we have to offer. We got board games. Mentioned the chess tournament that we're getting ready to have. We're going to have horseback riding. That's always popular. Kids see horses on TV, but to see one in person and have to get up there and ride. Me and the kids accept that challenge and look forward to horseback riding.
Now, who brings out the horses?
Mr. Willie Haynes. Brings the horses and has graciously done so. Doesn't charge nearly what it would cost most people to have the horses out there for 3 hours, but he does that every year and gives us a wonderful price. And he does that out of goodness of heart. And that's how it is with most of the people that, at least in my area in the children's activity, I haven't paid anyone more than what I started out paying them at the very beginning. And they know how we're formulated. We're not a fundraising, money-making organization. We raise just enough money to do all these things. And the more that we get, the more we invested into the program. So it's not about money, but money always matters. And we do our due diligence to make enough money to put this program successfully every year. And we've done it for 55 years now.
There are not a lot of festivals that I have attended, and I don't go everywhere, but most festivals have alcoholic beverages that you can buy or are being served at the festival. Why does the festival not have alcoholic beverages?
Well, when the festival began, Mr. McNair, King Omawale, men like that weren't in favor of having alcohol sold or advertised at all. We all know that there's nothing wrong with alcohol until you abuse it. And unfortunately, it's one of those types of things that it's easy to abuse alcohol, and many people do. So we feel we would be doing a disservice to the community to advertise alcohol. We'll let you use your own discretion as far as what you do, and we're not against anybody that does drink, but we're not going to promote that. Just like we're not going to promote marijuana. Marijuana is legal, and there's nothing wrong with it per se, but we don't want to promote that because we know that many people in our community fall prey to that, and it becomes a crutch for them, and it keeps them from being all that they could be because of that crutch of alcohol and marijuana. I'm going to call it a drug, but and even though it's legal now, it can be a dangerous problem if you don't have the mental discipline to, as Stephen A. says, let go of the weed.
Let me tell you, some people just get wiped out.
Yeah, they do.
They get wiped out and they can't remember anything. Maybe that's where dementia came from. Who knows?
For some people, they probably put them on the fast track towards that.
It's not. It just isn't needed.
No.
It's not.
But to answer your question directly, we want to represent ourselves in a very positive way.
Family friendly.
We don't want to do anything that's going to lead people away from the path of righteousness that they should be on.
Right.
And
right,
sometimes I'm not going to say it does, but weed, alcohol can distract you
right.
from what you should be doing.
And it is not family friendly when it's overused.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know,
Absolutely.
so
It brings out the worst in some people.
yes.
And it's I can't even imagine us doing the
But
festival.
we want people to have a good time, and you can have a good
You have
time
to be-
without all of that.
Exactly. You don't have to be high or drunk to have a good time.
Mhm.
And if that's your thing, we probably would rather you didn't come to the festival.
Yeah, all right. That's right. We want people to come, but you
Just
know,
keep
you're
it
gonna come
100.
out. Yeah.
No, if that's what motivates you to come, you should stay at home.
Yeah. John, give us the website, your telephone number again, and who to contact if anyone wants to be a volunteer. If a business is listening and they want to give a donation, okay?
Yes.
If you have ideas for grants,
Yes.
let us know.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So give us that information again, so our listeners will have it.
www.Saginaw African Cultural Festival.
Okay.
.com. And my phone number is 617-899-0047. I will be happy to steer you to whatever area you need to go to get what you need or want.
And if you want to be a vendor or or have an information table, is that information on the website as well?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
And Star Curry is our person that's in charge of that.
Star Curry.
Star Curry.
Okay, that's the name.
Yeah.
For both tents, for both areas.
For both informational and vendors.
Yes, food vendors. Okay.
She does a wonderful job with that.
Do you have any new food vendors coming in this year? Do you have anything new that you know about?
That's a Star question.
Okay.
And I guess I tend to focus on my own area.
Okay.
So I'm not sure what Star has in store. But
Okay.
she's always reaching out. So I'd be surprised if there wasn't some new vendors in.
Okay. Very good. Very good. John, thank you. Thank you for stepping in for Ralph Martin this afternoon. And you did a wonderful job. Thank you so very much for
Thank
being
you for
here.
having me.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Well, I'm going to get that other crew together. Star Curry, Alexis, Ralph, and
Karen.
Get them in here and see what else is popping around.
They would love to come and talk with you. I hope you'll have us back. This,
Yes.
in my mind, is a little bit early because the festival isn't until the second week of August. We'd like to come back again and give you more information.
Absolutely. Well, what I wanted to do by having you come in early is to put it
Plant
on your
that
calendar.
seed.
That's
Plant that
right.
seed.
And
Save
do
the
not
date.
forget,
Save
the date. This is Saginaw, y'all. This is the first African American festival, Black Arts Festival in the country.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
And I think
55 years we're celebrating.
it's something we can be proud of. I saw a sign the other day that I'd never seen. I always heard of Saginaw being called Sag Nasty, but I like Sag Nawsome.
Yeah, I do too. I like that.
I don't like that
I like
nasty connotation.
Yes, absolutely. And people, I don't know why they don't like it. Why would you want to call your city nasty?
It makes no sense to
I
me.
mean, there are some things that we don't like,
Yeah.
but we could work harder and get them together.
Yeah.
If you would go down to some of the city council or county meetings and all of that, you'd never want to call it Sag Nasty.
Exactly.
If you would get yourself engaged in the community, okay, and find out who's doing what and how you can make a difference.
And Joyce, that's why your program is important. You're putting the word out there. You're
Absolutely.
planting seeds in people's mind, and you're reminding them that we're not powerless. There is a voice.
That's right.
And
That's
if you
right.
just sit at home and don't say anything, yeah, I guess you could get lost.
Right.
But if you're a little bit proactive and are willing to step out on faith a little bit, you'd be surprised at what you can accomplish.
That's right. Absolutely. John, thank you. Thank you for being a great guest here on Community Connections, community talk for community people. And we're going to get you back together and get you back in here again.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. So our time is almost up. And let me see. There is one announcement, just one little announcement. I'll be out. Okay. They have these programs for kids to have food during the summer, the meet up and eat program. It's free meals all summer long for all kids under the age of 18. And look for the meet up and eat up signs. And it's by the Food Bank of Eastern Michigan. And I do want to tell you, because I know about this myself, at Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church, we're having a meet up and eat up group Okay.
Like we were doing last summer?
Yes.
Passing out those food boxes?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Well, not passing out the boxes, but it's going to be at church in the fellowship hall.
Oh.
And many schools and churches are doing the same thing, but we just got ours set up. And so we will be feeding kids 18 and under 3 days a week, a hot meal from 4 to 5 o'clock
That's
in the
beautiful.
fellowship hall. Yes, yes,
And
yes.
many kids, when school is out,
Out, man.
They-
You don't know
they
where the
suffer.
next meal is coming
yeah,
from.
it
I
gets
see
tight.
too many kids
Yeah.
in the store buying Twinkies
Junk
and
food.
pop and chips.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what's happening in the community. And I am a member of Tabernacle Missionary Baptist Church, 810 Cafe Street. So you can bring your kids over there and get a free meal, hot meal, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Just
Beautiful.
those 3 days at 4 o'clock.
Beautiful.
4 o'clock. So please tune in next week to Community Connections, Community Talk for Community People. And I'll have another great guest next Sunday. Okay. So I'll talk to you then. Ooh. Here he comes. The next man to stand or sit in the seat. And Jeff Bull.
Mr. Bowen. Reverend Bowen.
Yes, that's right. Reverend Bowen. How are you guys doing?
Doing well.
Doing well. Okay. All right. So I'll talk to you next week right here at 5 o'clock here on Community Connections, Community Talk for Community People. And thank you. We are the voice of the community.
Bless you, Joyce. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Peace out, everybody. Tune in next Sunday at 5.